For me it means everything. I work hard all week, and when I come here I'm at home, and it's the passion, the atmosphere, sometimes the crap, but it's my crap.
Basically, you know, people talk about Parkhead and Ibrox and what it means to them, but if you look at Firhill, the amount of time we've been here, my father came here, his father came here, we live 10 minutes walk away. You walk in the door of Firhill and it just, you know, I get goosebumps just talking about it. You know, we've had more bad times than good, but it's just phenomenal.
It's one's second home in many ways, and I like to travel to other places to see what other people call home.
Oh yeah, you know, it's my home stadium. You know, I feel part of the club now. As you say, I've been here a while, so you know, I love playing here. You know, and especially, you know, in front of the home fans, and as I say, you know, hopefully this season again now we can kick on and give them something to really get behind and support.
Quite a lot, yeah. What would the weekend be without Firhill?
Here for 60 years, man and boy, and to me this place has never changed, apart from putting in the seats. The atmosphere is still the same, but the crowds are not here now.
Nah, I like to come here every week, home and away, so Firhill is just my home really.
Just pulling on the jersey every Saturday, you know, you get the nerves, you get the rumble of the belly before you go out, and then when you run out and hear the roar of the crowd, doesn't matter how many times you do it, it's fantastic every time.
Probably everything, yeah. Well, it is, because I've been here since I think about 3 years of age, you know, so I can remember that far back getting lifted over with my uncle. So it's a thing about relatives, family, and the community where I lived.
Firhill's got great character, and it's like, you know, if you compare it to old houses and new houses, new stadiums are nice and they're shiny. They don't have any history, they don't have any memories, whereas this place is just loaded with memories. The whole character about Firhill is about unpredictability. You never know what's going to happen. And I think even if we were to move to a brand new shiny stadium, we'd lose all that. What we have here is that kind of tag and the character that this whole place brings.
Probably just the people surrounded, you know, within the club, and probably the fans, as I say. My first experience was probably John Lambie, so it was unique, basically. So I think that probably sums up Partick Thistle's, you know, it's unique.
I like a home from home, you know, I now live through in Edinburgh, so I like to come back here every now and again and meet up with all my old friends, you know, the family, everything. And it's a very relaxed atmosphere, so there's usually no great pressure, nobody's worried about things, it's a day out.
Oh, it's all sorts of things, it's getting lifted over between the ages of about 7 and 12. And then I knew I was a real man when I was about 17 when someone asked me to lift them over. It's about wee boys running around the terracings picking up empty iron brew bottles to take them back to Jack and Ellie's and get the deposit for them. It's about a boy walking around the terracing with a cardboard box selling macaroon bars and chewing gum, so a whole lot of things.
That's the main reason I like coming here, because I always get sweets.
No, I like the whole ground. I think the Jackie Husband stand's magnificent, and when it's full like it was against Rangers a couple of times in the last couple of years, it's fantastic.
Fair, the old shed. I was always up at Trap 9 as they called it, and it was right up in the middle.
The 6 yard box, to be honest. The 2 6 yard boxes, man. But no, to be fair, you know, as I say, it's a great stadium, and you know, there's some great people at the club, so you know, it's a pleasure to work here.
Taking away the terracing and putting in seats has killed a bit of the atmosphere, but we're bringing that back now, and I think it's coming back onto the pitch as well. So.
Yeah, no, I think you've got your kind of hardcore support, the guys that sit up in the top corner up there, who would probably love to be standing and bouncing about the full game, you know, because the racket they make's brilliant. But then you've got the family side of it, which they really need to be sat down, and you can't have a young boy disappearing through the terracing and you wouldn't know where to get them. So I think half and half would be ideal.
It's better when it was the old terracing. It's never been as good since they made it all seated, but
I suppose it's still the spiritual home of the football club, so regardless of what gets done to it, it stays the same and there's a degree of permanence. And there are always things that associate the football, what happens on the pitch with the stadium, regardless of what shape it's in or how it looks. But generally speaking, it's been changed for the good. People are sentimental about terracing. I don't necessarily hold that view.
Probably helping them to stay in the SPL when I first came.
The earliest memory was being brought here and lifted over, of course, by an uncle of mine. And Thistle were playing Celtic, and I kid you not, we were up at the back of the terracing, and I was up on his shoulder, and we couldn't see the pitch for people.
Well, I think the games against Rangers have been pretty special. I think beating St Johnstone here 4-0, who went on to win the league, and I think generally punching above our weight in the last 2 years has been good, and long may that continue.
I don't know. Obviously, the 2 cup wins against St Johnstone and Livingston both went to penalties, saving a couple of penalties in each of them.
I came to Firhill years ago. I couldn't even tell you how long. I watched a derby match with Clyde here. It was one of the first games my granddad ever took me to. I was sitting in the terrace in there, so I don't know what side. To be honest with you, I wasn't old enough to realise what game I was just watching guys playing football, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So it was nice to come back and unfortunately see that the stands not there anymore.
Atmosphere is great, yes. It definitely has more of a community atmosphere, more of a family atmosphere. There's, it's much, I would say it's much safer. It's much more friendly and easier to bring kind of people to. There's absolutely, you wouldn't think twice about bringing somebody.
Well, I think our fans are as demanding as those that they had at Falkirk and Dundee United. They demand good performances, and they're used to seeing Thistle playing in the top flight over the years, and you need to have character to play at our club, and the stadium, when we get enough fans in, is a terrific atmosphere.
It's great. Everybody, there's always enthusiastic, and there's always a good crowd, and they chant and sing a lot, and it's just a good atmosphere. So it's great. I love it.
Well, to be honest, like we played Rangers at Ibrox last season, and there was 37,000 there, and obviously the atmosphere was terrific. But we played them here twice, and we filled this stadium, and the atmosphere was just as good, to be honest. Of course, we don't fill it every week. Which would be nice if we could. If we got back to the SPL, obviously it would bring a lot more people. But no, the fans have been great. They do make themselves heard, and yeah, it is a family club. And obviously with it being a little bit smaller the stadium, then the noise does carry a bit more.
Well, I mean, I think the club deserves SPL football. I think our financial footing just now isn't as prosperous as a lot of the clubs in our division, so it would take a big effort this season. But certainly the plans that we have for the club in the next 3-5 years would hopefully see us result in being an SPL club again, and one that prospers.
And it is an SPL stadium?
Well, it is, yeah, and hopefully we might have new training facilities and various other things in the next 5 years. And I think my aim is to take us to the SPL, but not be a yo-yo club, to go up there and flourish up there and cement our place there.